Hello. For this first presentation, I'm going to be discussing the Gateway Hospital case. So the story behind this is there is a man and a woman, Troy and Kristen, who go to a conference. And while Troy is at this conference, he has his family meet him there, and they end up spending several days together in that same city. Now, when Troy and Kristen get back from their trip, they submit expense reimbursements. And Troy ends up putting an extra night at the hotel and 3 extra meals on his expense reimbursement, so he could get paid for those. So Kristen is approached by an accounting rep and is asked why his expenses are bigger than hers in the end. So she says, I'll go discuss it with Troy and I'll get back to you. So that's kind of the story behind, this case. And so when she's thinking about what she's going to say to him, the first thing she needs to do is think about some of the rationalizations he's going to come up with. One of them could be that he travels so often, he's away from his family so often, he should be a little bit rewarded for that. Another one, it mentions that other employees seem to inflate their expenses also. So it's a common theme. It's a common thing that happens all the time at work, type of an excuse. Another one is, his boss doesn't regularly look at the things that he's signing. He's not going to look at the reimbursement. He's not going to notice. And, he would probably notice what was happening if he would pay more attention. So obviously he doesn't care that much. Another excuse could be it's immaterial. It's not very much. It's not going to matter in the long run. Another excuse could be, because of the company policies, he's not going to be reimbursed completely for everything that he should, even on just this trip. And another, the last one I thought of is, this company has a culture and he doesn't want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to shake things up. He doesn't want to get everyone in trouble. So, those are some of the rationalizations that I could think of that he could potentially come up. And so another thing that needs to be thought of are what are some of the stakes in this situation? Who has stakes in this situation? The first one I thought of is the company, obviously. There's so many employees who are inflating their expense reimbursements. So, the company's obviously losing probably large amounts of money when you combine them all together overall. Another person that has stakes is Troy himself. His reputation. If he does get caught, he's going to get in trouble. And Kristen has some stakes in this too. If someone figures out that she was involved, if she knew of this, then she could get in trouble. Troy could get in trouble. They could get fired. They could just have repercussions that don't include getting fired, but maybe they're penalized. They won't be trusted as much as they had been previously. So those are some of the stakes for these two people. So then we need to discuss some of the levers that there are. So Kristen could say, she needs to go to her boss initially and talk about it, and her boss should be the one that has to deal with it. Or she could go to Troy and say, if you don't resolve this, I will go to the boss. Another lever could be, going to Troy and just discussing kind of the moral dilemma that she is facing right now. She doesn't want to do something that she feels is wrong. She should discuss with him that he shouldn't want that either. And, just know that both of their morals are on the line when it comes to the potential of being caught in these acts. So overall, I think the best response would be if Kristen went to Troy and discussed with him by herself the situation. She shouldn't go to anyone else. She should just try and resolve it with him first in order to, save his reputation. So they could talk. She could talk to him about her obligation to the company that she has. That when she was hired, she agreed that she would be honest in her dealings and etc., etc. As he brings up his rationalization, she should empathize with him, but she shouldn't agree with him. Make him feel like she understands where he's coming from, but that shouldn't, make him decide to lie about his expense reimbursement to inflate it. After that, they should review the expense reimbursement together. One of the rationalizations was maybe he's not getting paid enough for even this one trip because of the company policy. So maybe review and see if there's anything else they can add without being dishonest. And then with him, they could resubmit the expense reimbursement to the accounting representatives. So that's the situation I chose and how I would respond if I had to deal with it.